From hitting 21 million concurrent addicts, growing plants for hours, and dethroning Fortnite as the all-time player record holder, to having the whole community hating on the biggest update in game history ever. Here's how Grow A Garden ruined itself. Or did it? But hold up! Before we start, do you want this 8 billion shekel Ember lily with every mutation? Comment below. If you get the most replies on your comment, it's yours. Good luck! On 25th of March 2025, what looks like another idle game, Grow A Garden, joined the massive Roblox game catalog. But it didn't stick out yet. The gameplay was really simple, with you as a player obtaining cheap crops, planting them, selling them, and doing that again. You would start out with carrots, and they're a plant that can be only harvested once. And after you sell them, you can buy multi-harvesting plants like strawberries, blueberries, and tomatoes. Many players found the graphics of the game to be nostalgic, or straight from the source, as it did have a lot of old-school Roblox aesthetic. And if you've been on Roblox lately, games are becoming more realistic, and the community is just not buying into it. Grow A Garden pretty much never ends, because when you get enough shekels to buy a new seed, there's always a more expensive one for you to get, so constant selling, harvesting, and spamming that E key on your keyboard made you hooked, didn't it? During its launch, the game had a little more over 1k players, which is still good for a brand new game. But what really made it skyrocket wasn't only its addictive gameplay, but something else. Here's how the developers managed to turn a simple farming game into a game with 10 billion visits. The original creator of Grow A Garden wasn't a big studio, a well-known developer, or even a skilled programmer. Rather, it was an anonymous 16-year-old, and just 2 days after launching his game, everything changed. A popular developer named Jandel reached out, and the two struck a deal in which Jandel would fully take over development, updates, and gameplay direction. And honestly, that decision flipped the game's entire future.
Testing Grow A Garden hacks that I found
Roblox Grow A Garden. We just have to know what the next Grow A Garden update is.
Update 1.01 released on April 10th and totally revamped a simple gardening game to the insane and stacked beast of a game we know of it today. The seed shop expanded, with Sam selling more seeds like mangoes, which were a popular choice for early players, as aesthetics of the gardens mattered so much more back then. Cactus seeds, which take a lot of time to grow, but they were really expensive when sold. And the bamboo seeds, that are only meant to be harvested once, but they can grow to insane heights, making them really valuable. Other than the seed shop, daily challenges were added, where you would have to complete 3 tasks in order to get a seed pack reward. Now, the seed packs offered rare seeds that can't be purchased on Sam's shop, like peach, pineapple, and raspberry. This addition made players even more hooked, as getting the daily challenges done wasn't the easiest. For example, planting 100 carrots can really be a struggle if you don't have them, and planting 5 pumpkins was pretty rare because these would literally never get restocked. Jandel knew what he was doing. Step by step, his plan was to take this game to a whole new level. While seed packs were an amazing addition, these might have influenced on everyone hating the game, but we'll get onto that later on. Update 1.01 was received so well that the first week of the update gained over 6 million visits and an average of 12,000 concurrent players. But it wasn't only because of the new seeds. Jandel added in weather options such as the rain, where plants would get wet and the price would be almost doubled, and a very rare lightning weather, which makes the value of your plant go 100x if shocked. This addition changed everything. Players wouldn't ever leave their PC, just grinding for hours, waiting on weather changes and seed shop restocks. Another thing that could help the game rack up massive numbers is the new gear shop, in which players could buy sprinklers that made their plants grow bigger, faster, and even make their mutation chances bigger, which meant more players, more time spent on the game, and much more hype. Just 10 days after the first update, Jandel didn't waste time and released the killer second update, which put Grow A Garden on the charts. During Easter season, a whole lot of new features were introduced, such as new crops, mutations, and even game mechanics that are still used up to this day. The gardens looked really tasty, with all the chocolate and candy inspired new plants, such as the red lollipop, candy sunflower, and the legendary candy blossom that's still one of the most expensive and rarest plants in the game, and it's said that only 0.1% of players have this in their garden. These plants were exclusive, only during the Easter season, but the developer added in plants like grape, orange tulip, and daffodil that stayed in the shop later on. The new mutation was chocolate, only obtainable through chocolate sprinklers. Day by day, Grow A Garden was receiving thousands of new players, and this update resulted in having more than 330,000 concurrent players, breaking multiple Roblox records in just below 1 month of its release. A very wholesome feature of gifting your friends fruit was also added, but sooner or later, this feature would be considered one of the worst things that ever happened to this game. Now, until May 17th, also known as the day Grow A Garden became a hit, updates were getting much bigger, more hype was shown to the game, and players started becoming billionaires. But absolutely no one was prepared for what was coming next. The update 1.04 on May 17th changed the game from inside out. But before even updating the game, Jandel had an idea. How can we turn this game into a record-breaking farming simulator? Let's add in the rarest obtainable Roblox item, the panda. Players would only have 1 hour to get this free pet that would never appear again. The sense of urgency was definitely there, so on May 17th, Grow A Garden gained 5 million concurrent players, swiping off the previous record of 2.5 million players by Bloxfruits. And keep in mind, Bloxfruits took ages to reach this number. And the update itself was also revolutionary for Grow A Garden, because it added in over 20 pets, a brand new feature that isn't just a silly cosmetic, but a full-on money-making machine. You would get these pets by getting pet eggs from the pet shop. And unlike Sam's seed shop, the pet eggs wouldn't restock in 5 minutes, but 4 hours instead. This feature drove players crazy. Alarms were set, so if a player wasn't on, they would join every 4 hours to check what new pet eggs were in the shop. The pet eggs range from commons, legendaries, and even exotics. In commons, you would find pets like dogs that dig up seeds for you, but they're always just carrots or other basic seeds. Legendary eggs would bring in pets like turtles that make your sprinklers last longer. And the exotic eggs would hatch bugs, in which there is a 1% chance to get a dragonfly that mutates your plants golden, making them 20 times more valuable. Everyone was, and they still are, trying to get the dragonfly pet, because imagine if you already had a shocked, wet, and chocolate mutated plant, and if you had a dragonfly, that plant would also turn gold, making it more than 1,000 times its base price. Jandel knew what he was doing with these updates, how to make players hooked, spend Robux to speed up their eggs, or buy out-of-stock plants, and even get players to ditch day-by-day activities, just not to miss out on the rarest Master Sprinkler getting restocked in years. At this point, Grow A Garden was one of the most popular games, and not just on Roblox, but in the entire world. 1 week after the update, 5 million concurrent players wasn't enough, so the developer did this. On 24th of May, before the lunar update that made players into trillionaires, Jandel decided to try and break the record of most players doing the Monster Mash dance ever. So he set up an exclusive event where more than 9 million people showed up. Roblox struggled to keep up. Many players joined, but didn't even see the event. Servers were crashing and PCs were definitely overheating. The lunar update happened right after the event, and it's still considered to be the best Grow A Garden update ever. The new event called Lunar was added, where random crops from your garden would get the Moonlit mutation, which were used as a trading offer to the owl that gave you lunar points. These lunar points could be used to buy new seeds, pets, and even brand new cosmetic items that wouldn't affect the price of your fruit, but instead make your garden look pretty. Even though Jandel tried to make this game oriented a little more towards having a pretty garden and not just a money factory by adding in these cosmetics, players took it the wrong way. From trading rare cosmetics for pets and seeds to having full-on obstacle courses in their gardens, cosmetics became useless. With the addition of moon melons, celestial events, and the moon cat, Grow A Garden changed from what it used to be. During this period, you could see players farming huge moon melons due to the moon cat's ability of making them bigger, waiting out on having the plant fully mutated so they could sell it for billions, and even going to the lengths of paying Robux to steal moon melons from other people. Crazy, right? But that's nothing compared to what's going on today, or even what might happen in the next couple of weeks. Slowly but surely, the moon melon craziness became a problem for regular players, as most of these rich players got their plants by paying insane amounts of Robux for seed packs that had a slight chance of giving you one. You could join a server with a trillionaire and the person with literally having 0 shekels right next to each other. Seed packs became quite hated from one side of the community, but that could never make this game cancelled or get abandoned. Each day, the game was gaining more and more players. YouTubers were filming daily content about this game, and even people who never played Roblox joined in to see what the hype is about. And sadly, this is where the game started changing. From a fun addictive Roblox game to a full-on 9-to-5 job that doesn't even pay you. On May 31st, Grow A Garden released the Busy Bee update, which added an insane number of new features and mechanics to the game. Release day was so big that there were more than 11 million concurrent players, rivaling Fortnite's Juice WRLD concert. Just think about how insane that is. From a game that started out as a passion project of an unknown 16-year-old kid, to rivaling the biggest game ever in which they had one of the biggest rappers ever for an event. So, why was everyone so hyped for this update? Hours before the update, admins decided to throw in a little surprise for loyal fans, so they created a series of custom events such as Disco, Thunder, and Heavenly Weathers, where everyone would get their fruits mutated. The update itself was a little complicated. Let me elaborate. During the first few hours, players enjoyed it. It seemed simple. Basically, every 1 hour, the bee event happens, where bees pollinate your plants. You submit them, get honey, trade it for valuable items like flower seed packs, nectarine seeds, and honey sprinklers. But after longer sessions of playing, people realize that the rewards in this update just aren't good. Flower seed packs offered a bunch of cheap flowers that'll only take up place in your garden like roses and foxgloves. But they also offer one of the rarest plants ever, the sunflower. So what's the issue? Well, the sunflower had an insane 0.5% chance to drop. So even if you grind it out 24/7 and opened above 200 seed packs, your chances would still be slim. Instead of reaching out to the developer, asking for a buff, or suggesting a change, minor conflicts and disagreements about how good the update is happened in the chats of Grow A Garden servers. Players did absolutely nothing to change this, so didn't the YouTubers, and oh, the YouTubers made this game into an absolute mess. First, there were countless videos of YouTubers paying so much Robux to open thousands of seed packs in order to get the sunflower, encouraging smaller audience to buy flower seed packs. And boy, is that wrong, since seed packs are just like CSGO cases. You either pay real money for them in order to up your chance of getting something valuable like the sunflower, or you might spend your night without sleeping to collect honey in order to buy these. It was either time or money. Then, after the trend of burning thousands of dollars on seed packs, came the worst enemy of all: Grow A Garden Lives. And if you've been on YouTube and you play this game, the algorithm probably throws millions of these in your face. Basically, it's live streams showing off stock for the shops, weather, and the countdown to the event. As helpful as it might seem, don't you think it's a little bit crazy and outrageous? Like, just imagine yourself in school, or driving on a bus watching one of these, just waiting for something good so you can hop and grow a garden to buy yourself a new Ember Lily seed instead of experiencing real life. It's kinda sad. These live streams also brought up a trend of making hundreds of Discord servers that would literally notify you about every single restock/weather event. These Discord servers also gave birth to traders, which would sooner or later fill up servers by offering moon mangoes for dragonflies, master sprinklers for fully mutated fruit, or even going as far to offer someone a shocked dragon pepper for a dog pet, just because they're making a dog farm. Yeah, right? 99% of these players are scammers, because the trade option doesn't even exist in the game. It's literally just gifting each other plants, and if you get scammed, you can't even return your items back. But this update did get a continuation update 7 days later called Buzzier Bees, which was loved much more than the previous one. And when I say that this update received much more love, I really mean it, because this update that released on June 14th broke the world record for having the most concurrent players, 16 million. It totally wiped Fortnite's past record, making it the most popular game in the world. What's so special about it? Hear this out. Instead of waiting for so long to collect your honey like the previous bee update, you could do it in 30 seconds. Players also enjoyed new bee pets, such as the bear bee, which brought in a new mutation called honey glazed, disco bees, which mutate your plants in a before admin-only mutation disco, and the moth. And I want to talk about the moth a little, because before this update, pets would always get hungry, and they wouldn't level up unless you feed them. So going offline would make your pets unleveled. And with the moth, it basically keeps them leveling up even when you're offline. So this pet definitely eased up on the idea of staying up all night to play Grow A Garden just a little. Another good and unique thing about this update is the crafting mechanic, where the sushi bear would ask you for specific plants and honey, and in return, you would get exclusive seeds or gadgets. And honestly, some of these aren't even bad, like honeysuckle sells for a lot, Lumira looks really cool, and the suncoil is the perfect replacement for the overrated and hard to get sunflower. And also, we got not one, not two, but 3 insanely expensive and rare seeds in this update, like the sugar apple, cocoa vine, and dragon pepper, but I bet you don't have any of these. Prove me wrong. Things were going great, from mixed reviews Busy Bee update to a beloved Busier Bee or now so-called Friendship update. Grow A Garden was making huge progress, and it was keeping the game's reputation and community vibrant until... With less than 7 days to complete the biggest update in gaming's history, Jandel had the biggest pressure in the world. Every single day until the update released, new leaks and YouTube videos were releasing, teasing what's coming in the near future. I think we've all heard enough of quote-unquote tips before the summer update in Grow A Garden. Every new day felt so exciting, but for Jandel, it felt like the whole world was watching him, because he knew that he's eventually going to break his own record, so he had to make it right. A common tip someone would hear before the update aired was to get as many seeds as possible, because the seed shop would totally get revamped, so most players fill their inventory with unnecessary carrot, strawberry and blueberry seeds to prepare for their price to grow on the trading market. And just like that, 21st of June came to be, the biggest update ever on Grow A Garden released. From insane admin abuse moments with the new alien mutations, thunders, and even chocolate mutations, to Jandel restocking every single seed in Sam's shop before sending him on a vacation, this day made history for Grow A Garden once again. The game broke records. This time, it was competing against itself, and it won 21 million concurrent players. Now, you might think that this is amazing. Everyone got cool mutations on their fruits, but no. Let's forget the hype that lasted hours before the update and talk about the update itself. First off, the seed shop did get a reset. We got some cool new seeds like kiwi, avocado and bananas, but why are there carrots and strawberries still here? Did we just fill our inventory with unnecessary seeds for literally no reason? Many players started having questions about the quote-unquote official leaks about the update and how different it actually is. A lot of cool new looking pets were added, such as the capybara, crab and flamingo, but they're only cool looking. When you actually get them and see their abilities, they're just not good, so that's why I only said they're good looking. For example, Flamingo comes from a rare egg, and the chance of getting it is pretty slim, so what do we get in return? Plants growing faster if he's standing near them? Yeah, not very creative nor useful for our gardens. Then, there's the new Heatwave event, which gives you sunburnt mutations that's pretty rare. And when it actually happens, your chance of getting mutations is really slim, but you shouldn't worry, right? Because you can get the new glass gear from the shop to redirect the sun. Wrong. It's actually never ever in stock. So once again, players with a lot of Robux can get these before you. But that's it, right? Wrong. The new harvest event happens every hour, and from how it's presented, it looks like it's pretty good. You trade in summer fruits to get points, which can give you rewards starting from common to legendary, and some of these include all the rewards like Mooncat or even Moon seed packs. Now, the whole community has an issue with this event, and honestly, I don't like it either. First off, in order to get points for the event, you need to work as a team to submit fruit. So if you do it alone, you can't even reach uncommon rewards, let alone the rarest ones. If you don't have a squad on Discord playing with you, you're gonna attempt this alone, since most of the community playing this game doesn't really care for new events. So they're already trillionaires with gardens full of mutated mangoes, so they're just sitting there and being AFK. Second thing is, what even is summer fruit? The carrots are still in the seed shop, but the harvest machine won't let you submit them. Same with strawberries and blueberries. It isn't specified at all. And another problem people have with this update is the fact that we don't even know how much points we need in order to get the rarest rewards. Sometimes it feels too random, and honestly, it feels like the rarest plants like sugar apples don't give enough points when submitted. The biggest issue with this update must be the teamwork, as people on Reddit are complaining and even quitting the game altogether because of one thing we all as Grow A Garden players hate the most: stealers. Imagine you join a full server, ready to fulfill the harvest challenge. You're camping at the center, submitting all your summer fruit, while a pay-to-win player is constantly stealing your mutated fruits and sending out an army of foxes and raccoons to your garden. This is the sad reality of the harvest event. Players also found issue with the harvest event because of inventory size. If you've grown a lot of cauliflower or banana, you're aware of how quickly your inventory gets full. But even submitting an entire inventory of summer fruit isn't enough to get good rewards, so every now and then you have to quickly go back to your garden, abuse sprinklers and watering cans to get more plants growing, run back to the center. Oh, it's just a mess. There's another way to boost your points though. It's if you go to the crafting store and craft a pack B. Oh, anti-bee egg, purple dahlia, 20... Sunflower? For 25 Yeah, this isn't even an option, because 99% of players can't get a sunflower unless they're paid to win. So we've come to the conclusion that the harvest event is just impossible for regular players who don't have Robux to spend. And honestly, it's barely possible to get the best rewards even for those who have Robux. Personally, I think the idea of this update is pretty cool, but I have a feeling that if this update came before, it would have been much better because the game was just different. I feel like nowadays, the game is full of moon melon farmers, raccoon and fox abusers who steal plants for no reason, and just nonchalant money-driven people that want the top leaderboard place in shekels instead of having fun. While Grow A Garden did get bigger than ever and it broke multiple records, people are showing intense hatred towards this update. Servers are full of people arguing and stealing each other's items. So, instead of bringing us all to work as a team, this update might have done something completely opposite. That's it, folks. Tell me, what do you think about this update in the comments down below. Also, don't forget about the Ember Lily giveaway, as I will be giving it away to the person who has most replies on their comment. Good luck, and you should leave a subscribe, because you know, you like turtles.
I like turtles.